All right, everybody. Hey, it's Anthony Bowling with the Anthony Bowling Group here, and another coaching call here on Chasing Gazillions. Not the same as making millions. So you want to be a real estate professional, huh? Okay. Today we have Collins Cabria. Did I pronounce that right? Cabaya. Okay. Here's a young man who's been in the real estate game about 8 months. He's out in Utah. And our good friend Steve Peer said, "Hey man, give Anthony a call. He'll talk to you for an hour and he'll get you on the straight and narrow." So we're gonna jump right into it. We're not gonna waste a lot of time here today. Colin, thank you for coming on board. We're gonna let's see what's the best way for us to see. Can you see that?
I can see.
Okay, let's see how that works. Let's see if that looks like a good presentation for us both here. Or
that one looks good.
That's even better.
Yeah. All right. Looks good.
Yeah, that one looks good. Okay, great. So you want to be a real estate professional. Well, we want to shift your focus towards a career in real estate. Let's get some ground rules here. I've been a licensed real estate professional since my junior year at the University of Virginia. This is what I've been doing. It's 35 years plus. In this coaching call, I cannot cram into you 35 plus years of all of the ups and downs and the polls I've been clobbered with here. But that's not the goal here. The goal is to give you an overview. So if you got questions, jump in. It's a one-on-one. Probably I'm going to answer a lot of questions, but when you have them, jump on in. The goal here is to help you take the next steps in your journey as a real estate professional. So the numbers, just remember, the numbers and the calls and the prices and all here are just for informational purposes only. They are actual, but and like they say, it's not bragging if it's true. So, but it's for informational purposes only. That's what we're trying to get going here. So here's the outline. We want to shift your focus. That's why you get on a coaching call. The purpose of a coaching call is that the coach, when you're done, is supposed to give you in this compressed time clear advice and guidance so that you can make your next steps in your journey. So here's our outline today. We're going to talk about it's a business and it's about the money. We're going to talk about the real estate profession, some myths, education, follow up, follow through. First thing, shift number one. I can't emphasize this enough, Collins. It's a business that you're in. You didn't just get licensed 8 months ago. Now you got a license. Okay, I'm a real estate professional. It's a business. If you were thinking about starting a McDonald's franchise, a Jiffy Lube franchise, it's a business. And you would look to get business people involved. And like any business, there are costs associated with operating your business. This is what I've seen over the number one problem that a lot of newbies coming into the business face is that they don't recognize all of the associated operating costs of running your real estate business that you've in. Of course, there's pre-licensing education. You already paid for those fees for those hours, but there's testing fees, there's continuing education, professional development, conferences, MLS fees, association fees, errors and omissions. Hey, I was recently sued. I've been in business 35 years. I'm going along doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm minding my own business. I'm doing everything right. The buyer and the seller get angry at one another about the transaction. They get the lawyers involved. Lawyers start suing everybody. You need errors and omissions insurance that you have to pay for to protect you against things that you can't possibly going to happen to you in this business. Now, I am a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. I'm your real estate coach here today. But the point is that we need these things. There's broker costs, desk fees, insurance, marketing materials, cell phone, internet costs, vehicle expenses, gas going through the roof. It costs to be in business. And these costs you have to be thinking about and allocating for these calls. Now, I'm affiliated, my company's affiliated with Keller Williams. It's a big international company. And even in this environment where you hear a lot of people saying, join my brokerage, it's free, there are no costs. That's not been my experience. There's always some costs. Now, at Keller Williams, they provide a lot of turnkey information, and this is not a recruiting call for Keller Williams, unless you want me to recruit you, and then that's another thing. But the point here is that you have, for us, we have monthly costs just to live at Keller Williams. $15 consortium fee, command, technology fee. I'm involved with the commercial division. There's another $125 for being in commercial. If you're involved in commercial, we don't use the multiple listing service, MLS. We use CoStar for commercial property. Right there, you can see it's 3, 4, 5. It's almost $600 a month in operating costs, and I haven't done anything. I haven't done a transaction yet. I'm already down $600 running my real estate business. It's a business. Now, at Keller Williams, we have what's called a capping system. Most traditional brokerages have a basic 50-50 split. They say, hey, you do a transaction, they get 50%, we get 50%, and that's the way we live forever. Some might be 60-40, but the point is you split something with the brokerage you're involved in. At Keller Williams, what we have is what we call 100% pay as you go. That after you reach a certain threshold, a cap, everything else you earn after that is yours 100% free. So that cap is a $25,000 cap. What that means is that company dollars, $22,000, royalty fee, $3,000. That's your cap of $25,000. That means that when you join a Keller Williams organization, day one, you cross the threshold. You already down 25 grand. You owe the house. You down. You say, I just got here. I ain't got to the men's room. I already owe the house 25. Okay. Now they don't make you pay the 25. It's pay as you go. So as you do a transaction, they take 36% of it. You keep the rest. And from that 36%, they apply it towards your cap. And once their 36% reaches 25,000, you've capped, and now you get 100%, and that resets itself. There are other costs associated with running your business. Administrative fees. We have a transaction fee. Every time you do a transaction, somebody's got to pay $225. Now, some of these operating costs you can pass on to your clients, depending on your jurisdiction, your rules and regulation in your marketplace. And then there's coaching. Now, this is initial coaching call. It doesn't cost you anything here. But if you're involved in coaching, if you have a coach that you're working with, coaches also make 10% on top of your transaction. So let's look at a typical transaction to give you some idea about, in my marketplace, how much money you keep in your pocket. And that's what's important here when you're running this business here, Collins. It's not about how much you make. It's how much you keep in your pocket, because that's what you're living on. That's what your life is based on, not what you make. So you take a typical house here, transaction, $400,000 house that we're going to sell. In my marketplace, you earn about 3% commission. That's $12,000 gross commission income, GCI, that you would earn on the sale of that house. Hooray! But from that $12,000, you got to split with the house. Don't forget those company dollars. So they're going to take 30%. That's $3,600 for company dollars to apply towards your $22,000 cap. And then they're going to take another 6% towards the royalty, because Keller Williams is an international franchise, and you always got to kick something up to Gary Keller and International. Don't forget about that coaching 10% fee. You got to coach your first year. And then that admin fee for $225. So although you just sold a house for $400,000, you just made 3%, $12,000. You actually only keep $6,687. And that's before your uncle gets his share. Don't forget, you got to pay taxes, the IRS. It's a business. And so many people get into this business saying, hey, I just sold a house, I make $12,000, they spend $12,000. Well, you can't spend $12,000. It's not there. So, Anthony, you got this cap over at Keller Williams. Well, dude, you say after 100%, after I cap, everything is 100%, I get to keep. Well, the natural question then is, what's the number of sales that I have to make in order to cap? How many sales do I have to do with an average price of $400,000 to cap? So in this case, we take that cap dollar, $25,000. We divide it by the average commission rate, 3. You might make more, you might make less, but that's over $833,000 in gross sales commission. You divide that by that 36%. Don't forget that cap number, 36%. That means that you have to sell over $2,314,000 in gross sales volume. That's your gross sales volume, over $2 million. Hey, man, a lot of agents don't, in a year, sell $2 million worth of real estate. Now, if you divide that by your average sales price of $400,000, maybe in your marketplace, the average sales price is $250,000, or the average sales price in your area might be $500,000, wherever you determine your business model to be. I'm saying $400,000. That means 6 sales at $400,000 you would need to close. And once you sold 6 houses with an average sales price of $400,000, you would cap, and everything else, house number 7 going forward for the rest of the year, you would keep 100% of the commission. Okay. So that becomes your number. Your numbers are important to you in this business. Now you have a roadmap that's shaping up, that's telling you, hey, if I do 6 sales this year, I'm going to do about $2 million in gross sales volume, and I'm going to cap. But at least now you at least have a formula to determine how big a business do you want to have. Do you only want to sell 6 houses this year? Do you want to sell 12 houses? You want to sell 3 houses? Now you know. So, shift number 2, real estate agents or professionals. In our marketplace, we like to encourage people to think of themselves as real estate professionals. You know what makes somebody a professional, Collins?
Monsieur, they work towards a business or progressing their business, hobby deal.
Okay. All right. Well, your voice is delayed, so we're not going to mess this up. I got enough voice and energy for us both. Let me get right to it. What makes you a professional is your license. That's it. That's what distinguishes this business from a hobby. You are licensed. I can't put enough emphasis on that. I try to put emphasis on it with the licensed. But the point is, you're licensed. You are licensed just like lawyers, doctors, dentists, plumbers are licensed. And because you're licensed, you are paid for the service that you provide, the services that you provide. Whether you are providing services to help clients buy residential property or buy and sell commercial property, that's the service your business provides. You know, I got a funny story here about being professional. I had a plumber come over to the property. You know, I'm not really handy. And the plumber came over and he had a leak in the kitchen sink. And when he came into the house, and I showed him where the leak was in the kitchen. And I excused myself. I went to the men's room, the bathroom. I came out. When I came out, I wasn't in there long, right? And he was leaving. Gave me his invoice, said, I'm done. I said, done, dude, you haven't even been in my house 2 minutes. He said, well, it's fixed. It's done. I go to the kitchen. I say, sure enough, the leak is fixed. Wow, that was fast. I look at the invoice. It's $150. $150? Come on, man. You ain't even been in my house a minute. How can it be $150? I say, look, man, I'm not trying to puff myself up and all, but I'm an attorney. And you know what? I don't even make $150 an hour as an attorney. And the plumber turned to me and said, yeah, when I was practicing attorney, I wasn't making $150 an hour either. That's my best joke, man. I appreciate the laugh. Thank you. So the point is that you have a service that you're offering. There are a lot of myths out here, and let's just get right to it. There are people in your marketplace who provide commercial services in your area. And if they're anything like in my area, those persons who belong to those, what I call big boy corporate commercial shops, they give the impression that they do something different than you because you provide residential services to your clients. They will have you believe that you are in some way different from them, that they are some way better, bigger, smarter than you because they do commercial work. I'm not saying that commercial people aren't bigger, better, and smarter, hey, because they've read something, been somewhere, they know some stuff. But the truth is that most of the commercial tenant rep people out here who are offering tenant rep services, and a lot of these guys who work for these big corporate shops, the only difference between you and them are the books that you read and the people you associate with. Now, I'm well credentialed. Got JD, I belong to CCIM, but I'm here to break the myth, to bust the myth. We all are just licensed real estate professionals with a sales license from the jurisdiction in which we are operating. That's it. If you want to provide commercial services to your clients in your area, you can. You just need to associate with people who are doing the commercial work that you're doing. Read the books that will allow you to gain the confidence and competence to offer those services, and you can do it. There is no special, not in our jurisdiction, and in most jurisdictions I've found, there's no special commercial license that's needed to do commercial work. It's a facade, man, that they're using to keep you from doing it. All you got to do is get with the right coach, and you can be doing commercial work, leasing and all right now. 8 months into business, you could be doing commercial transactions. So let's talk about the transactions. Where are you going to make money in the service now that you're a licensed real estate professional? And now that you know that with your license, you can offer services to people who are looking to buy, sell, or lease real estate. And now that you know that you don't need no special license to do commercial work, where are you going to find clients to take your service? Well, here are the basic 6 categories of where we make a living with our business. This is where it is. This is the money. This is the honeypot right here. You, as a real estate professional, can offer services to help people buy and sell residential properties, buy and sell and lease office buildings, buy and sell and lease warehouse space, buy and sell and lease retail restaurant space, buy and sell investment properties, multifamily income generating properties, and buy and sell and lease land. Those are the 6 areas where your business can be focused on to develop your expertise, your confidence, your competence in one of these areas. Now, it is true. A lot of people get licensed real estate agents. They come in and they say, I'm going to sell a house. Okay, that's fine. That's category number 1. It's low-hanging fruit. But I'm telling you, you may have within your sphere of influence, with other relationships you may have, a cousin, a brother, a mother, you might have a good friend of yours who might be in one of these other categories that you could provide a service to to help them in those other areas. You are not barred from pursuing business in one of these 6 areas. So let's see what those 6 areas look like. Here's a residential transaction. You could help somebody buy a luxury house, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, and sell it for $1,175,000. You could. You could help a little small nonprofit organization sell their 1-story, 6,000 square foot office building to a bigger developer who then turns it into a 22,000 square foot retail building, and you could make $4.9 million. You could help a Walgreens, a CVS, a Rite Aid, some big retailer who's looking to come into your community and help him find 2,500 square feet of space, 2,000 square feet of space to lease to operate their corporate retail store. You could. You could help a landlord who's got 2,500 square feet of space. It's blown out, it's vacant, it's abandoned, it's run down, it's underutilized. And you could help him lease that space to a 7-Elevens or a shoe company or a Wingstop or some other retail user to come in and lease that space. You could help them. You could help an investor, maybe your mama, your daddy, your cousin, who's got some money, and they're looking for a place to invest their money. And you could help them buy a 5-unit, 10-unit, 4-unit income generating apartment building so that they can make a greater return on their money. You could. Or maybe there's some land sitting around. Maybe there's a church in your community that has a bunch of underutilized land that they don't use. That's just been sitting there. It's overgrown. It's not using it. And you could help them sell that land so a developer could come and build 30 new townhouses next door to the church. You, as a real estate professional, could help with those transactions. Now, I mentioned there are these 6 areas where you're going to be making your money. The key to your success right now, Collins, is to get focused on one of those areas, to become an expert in one of those areas, to devote your time and attention in learning about everything you can about one of those areas so that you will become known as an expert in it. But here's the point. Focusing on one area to become an expert does not mean that you are limited in the opportunity to make money. And here is an example. You could decide that you want to become a retail real estate professional. You're going to focus on retail services and everything retail. You're going to be known as the retail broker in your marketplace. When people think retail, they're going to be calling you. Now, who's going to be calling you? Well, an investor might call you because he wants to sell his retail space that has a Wingstop in it, and now he wants to sell it. Or that same investor might call you to have you help him buy a Wingstop or some retail space. Maybe a landlord might ask you to lease his retail space for him to find a tenant. Or maybe a tenant, maybe your girlfriend, your mama, your cousin wants to open up a beauty salon and they are looking for some space to lease. And you could help them. Or maybe a developer could find him some land to buy so he could build a little 4-bay retail thing that you then help him lease out the 4 bays. Becoming an expert in the area doesn't limit you, Collins. It makes you an expert. And so becoming an expert is what you want to do. You want to focus on one of those areas, put a lot of your time and attention and energy into one area. Now, consulting fees. Everybody wants to talk about consulting. Everybody and their mama think they consulting. I hear so much about it. You and everybody's mom is a consultant. Okay. I'm not talking about the multi-level marketing dudes who give you a card and say come to a meeting and they won't tell you what it's about. And I'm not knocking that, because I'm gonna let you know there's not any multi-level marketing that I haven't been involved in. Hey, dude, I go all the way back to Amway. My mama and I was out there hawking Amway when I was a little kid. So I'm not one against multi-level marketing. What I'm saying is that for me, there's a difference between being a broker and consulting. And the difference is the difference between doing and thinking. Doing and thinking. As real estate professionals, we do. We do, and we get paid last. We first guy in, last guy to get paid. We do. We take listings. We take pictures. We put up signs. We call people. We prospect. We market the space. We show the space. We negotiate contracts. According to the National Association of Realtors, a real estate agent to sell a house in my market does 137 tasks to sell a house. 137. That's what we do as full-time real estate professionals. 137 tasks. We're doing. Now, you say, well, when are you thinking? I'm always thinking. I'm a smart guy. I'm always thinking. Well, there's a little bit of a difference. And this is where the consulting comes in. So here's an example of where I helped an investor purchase a multifamily income generating property. He purchased the property. It was 13 units. He was happy. I earned my fee. I was happy. I went away. Everybody was happy. Then he called back and said, hey, the local jurisdiction wants me to get a basic business license and set up rent control and do these other things. And he's like, yeah, I want you to do that. Sellers and buyers always are pushing the broker to do something that goes beyond their brokerage services. Now, I was already done. As a broker, I helped him negotiate the purchase of this building. I'm done. But now he's saying, hey, man, I got all these other things I still need to do so that I can make some money with this. And don't you do that? And I'm like, well, no, that's not what I do. He's like, well, I need it done. Oh, you need it done. I say to him, let me think about that. Let me think what it is I have to do to get that accomplished. So when I think about what it is I got to do to get that accomplished, I think to myself, that's probably going to take me about 10 hours of my time to run around doing all these things. And so I charge him a consulting fee of $1,500 to do these things. Now, how did I come up with the $1,500 on the 10 hours? That's $150. See, I learned from the plumber. You can get $150. I get that $150 if I'm thinking. If I'm thinking. So
there you go.
Education. It's so much education out here, online, virtual. You in Utah, I'm in DC. Dude, you can be learning so many different ways, but it's all important. Now, Keller Williams offers more education than any brokerage firm, real estate company out here in the world. I mean, there's more education they are teaching you as a real estate professional that you can get from whatever. Also, I'm supposed to give some disclaimer that I don't represent Keller Williams. These are my words of Anthony Bowling, not the words of Gary Keller or my broker or anybody else. But if you're looking at this, you can tell these are my words and this is coming out of my mouth. I don't know why you have to give that disclaimer. It seems kind of like, who did they think was saying it? Did you think I was Gary Keller? But in any case, the point is CCIM. You might have seen that title behind my name. I am a certified commercial investment member. Again, if you want to specialize in commercial, you need more specialized knowledge and training. It's out there for you to earn that knowledge and training so you can provide this service as a part of your business. As a part of your business. Obviously, there's real estate schools, there's books, mentoring, there's coaching and mentoring, right? That you could get. You could get a mentor, a coach, long distance, who will get on a call with you and talk to you for an hour and help you work through some issues that you're having in your market to help you be more productive, right? Now, I do have this caveat here, this difference between advice, mentoring, and advice. I always tell people, advice, free, right? But when you start to have people working on your projects, then you need to be thinking and expecting to pay the other expert for his time and involvement in your project. If you just want some advice, you just call somebody to get some quick advice, okay, fine. But involvement in your project is not free, right? There's a line between what's this and get involved. Now, what I have found is that a lot of real estate professionals been in the business a year or two, they may stumble upon an opportunity. They hook an opportunity. They see the potential big dollars here. But the truth is they don't have no idea how to land this well and how to get this fish up on the boat and how to get this meal cooked and clean so we can all eat. And what eventually happens is they end up screwing up the whole deal for everybody, trying to keep 100% of the commission. And in my area, what we had this thing of is, 50% of a loaf of bread is better than, no percent of a loaf of bread. Take 50% and eat. And so what you do is the percentage of a transaction you give up is how you learn, how you're able to earn and learn from someone who knows what they're doing. And then once you learn how to do it, then the next time you land that kind of opportunity, you don't have to give up as much. But out the gate, you should be looking to give up 25, 50, 60% of a transaction for the privilege of learning how to do it the next time. Shift number 4, follow up and follow through. As I mentioned about the National Association of Realtors, I am a member of NAR. They do a great job advocating and representing agents all across the country. And they have a lot of information. Some important information they provide is that as real estate professionals, we do a terrible job of following up with clients. Terrible. That when they ask new people, hey, how'd you pick your agent? It's like, for the most part, it's like, oh, I was referred by someone. They say, hey, but you bought your house, then you're selling the house. Are you using the agent who sold you the house? No, I haven't heard from that dude. I haven't heard from Collins. 6 years. That dude sold me a house. And after that, I never heard from him again. Never. And I was like, oh, so follow up, and follow through is an important aspect of our business. You have to build that into your marketing plan. You have to, when you first meet people and you're working with them, you have to incorporate that into as a part of your business processes, that you are going to develop post-settlement in your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of pros and cons in transition to a career in real estate. Takes a lot of time, commitment, hard work, focus. You provide value. Branding comes with doing good work over time. Over time, branding will come. So one thing you need to be aware of is that the industry is under attack by marketers within the industry. And by that, I mean, there are people and forces out here who know that you just want the money and you just want it to fall out of the sky into your mouth, into your belly, and that you don't want to do anything for it. You say you want to do something for it, but they know otherwise. And they will sell you a green bullet, a red bullet, a golden shoehorn. They will tell you, buy this product and you can make gazillions and you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to make no cold calls. You ain't got to do nothing. Just buy their product and you too. I know. Look, like I mentioned in the beginning, I've been a licensed real estate professional since my junior year while I was attending University of Virginia on a full athletic grant aid playing football for them. And while I was trying to get out of that school and play football, I was up late at night, 2:00 in the morning, studying, trying to get through. And back then I was watching infomercial and this guy, Mr. Wu, came on and he was like, dude, buy my book. Last month, I just got to this country. I ain't speak no English. And now a month later, I got this boat, I got this bling, I got these babes. Buy my book. You too can make gazillions. And I was like, oh shit, man, I need to get that.
Man,
I need to get that book. So I got it. And I did not make gazillions. But I'm pretty sure Mr. Wu did. It takes hard work. It ain't easy. It ain't free. Don't buy the hype, man. People are going to be selling you the easy way to a successful career in real estate. It can't be. It just there's no easy bullet out there like that. It's some basic blocking and tackling that you can learn to do, and if you do it repetitively and you develop systems and the process that you follow and you automate those systems so that you yourself individually are doing less of it and something just happens. It happens, right? Then your business will grow. Hey, look, when you or someone you know is ready to get in real estate as an agent, owner, seller, buyer, investor, or tenant, call the Anthony Bowling Group on 240-339-6979. Our leverage relationships will save you time and make you money. That is the end. Keller Williams, like I said, we offer a lot of different kind of coaching about mindset. It's really about mindset. I can't say enough for you about the importance of mindset. We offer some info sessions and all, but that's not what I'm trying to get to. Here's what I'm trying to get to. There are only 4 books that I recommend to that everyone getting into this business should use that I have found over the years of buying everything. Dude, and I done bought a lot of everything. I done bought a lot of everything. But here are 4 books that, and here's what makes them special and how the difference. The Millionaire Real Estate Agent is written by Gary Keller, who founded Keller Williams and all co-founded it. That is a book that will show you how to build a successful real estate business. It will show you the blueprint of how to build a successful real estate business. The E-Myth Real Estate Agent by Michael Gerber and Brad Cohen. Brad Cohen is a Keller Williams agent. That book if the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, which we call the MREA, will show you how to build a real estate business, and by analogy, let's say build a car,
Mm-hmm.
a race car, a good one, then the E-Myth Real Estate Agent book will show you how to drive it fast.
Okay.
See, there's a difference between knowing how to build a car and how to race a car. That's why the dude who is the racer, the driver in the race car, typically is not also the guy who builds the car. So that's what these two books do. You need them both, but I'm telling you, one is going to teach you how to build a business. One is going to teach you how to really run it fast. And then finally, and here it is right here. If you don't hear anything else about in this coaching call, here are the two things that you need to know about becoming a real estate professional. The first one we've already talked about, and that is it's a business. It's a business. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let anybody try to poo-poo you. Don't let your lady, your mama, your girlfriend, your cousin try to tell you that, oh, real estate agents are a dime a dozen. Oh, you ain't going to make no money. Yimity, yimity, yimity. Hey, it's a business like any other business that's out here that's legit. That's got operating expenses and returns and time that needs to be invested in it. It's a business. So that's number one. Number two, you got to get on the phone call and call somebody, man. And if anybody is telling you anything other than you got to get on the phone and call somebody for this business, then they not telling you right. If they are saying, I'm making money, I don't make no phone calls. I don't do no prospecting. I don't call nobody. I'm not saying that they not doing that. I'm saying you got to ask questions as behind that. I mean, you talk to a dude like me. You say, hey, Anthony, how you get most of your business? Oh, shit, I don't know. 97% of my business is referrals. I mean, people calling me saying, hey, man, here's a property to sell. Or, hey, man, here's this. Oh, so you a referral agent. You don't do no prospecting. Nope. I'm on the phone every day calling because I got to be planting seeds. I'm calling people. I'm out here every day calling people. Now, I call you today. I'm looking to get a deal today, but I may not. I'm calling you back tomorrow. I'm calling you in 3 months. I have a system that I use that allows me to call you, track you, follow up with you. When I talk to you the next time, I see what I'm saying. I see where you are. I'm calling. And from that, referrals come. Now, Fanatical Prospecting by Jed Blump, I found that to be the best book on prospecting. Great technique, skills. I just like his tone. I like what he has to say. It's about selling. It's not about real estate. It's just about selling, being on the phone. By analogy, Jed is in your face, punching you right in the mouth about prospecting. He not pulling no cut cards. It is what it is. I like it. But it might not be for everybody. And if it's not, and if you like a little more, maybe a little more sensitive. maybe you like to be, I don't know, you like to be cuddled or something. You like to have your hand held. I don't know. The point is, Sydney, on the other hand, has a different tempo, a different approach that I love, that speaks to me, that hits me in the heart about call reluctance and the fear that we all face in self-promotion. Now, I really don't struggle with self-promotion. but I do struggle with call reluctance. And even though I'm making calls, I also wake up with the fear of calling. My wife of 30 years coming up in October, 31 years. Always like, you're amazed. I don't know how you can take so much rejection, so many no's, no, rejection, and keep going. And you know what? We all can be impacted by that. None of us are immune to constantly being told no and rejected. Sydney has a different approach to what we do, how we do when we're making our calls. And if that allows you to make those calls, maybe Sydney's approach is for you. All these books are available paperback and audio. I recommend them. And you know, that's what you should be having. So looks like we got a little time left here on today's program. Let me bring you in here. Collins, thank you so much for joining me today on Chasing Gazillions. Not the same as making millions. So you want to be a real estate professional, coaching call with Anthony Bowling. I've had a great time just yammering at you one way, yelling at you. I know. It's like, dude, do you ever like slow down? I know. It's a lot of information. It's intended that way, that you take the notes, you can come back and review it later. It's live, it's recorded. But let's see if your delayed voice reaction will allow you to ask a couple, 1 or 2 questions. Let's see how that works. Come on. What you got for me?
Can you hear me now? How's that going?
That was good.
Still delayed?
Yeah, it's still delayed, but okay.
That's all right. I think the big was the main different zones you could, like the residential, the office, the land. That was my biggest takeaway. And try to be an expert, but you're not limited to that specific one.
That's right. You are not. You are not, and you should. And the way that you can find your way is, I always tell people do this exercise where you stand up. Go ahead, stand up.
All right.
Stand up.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, okay.
How's
and
that?
So you put your arms out like you're swimming. Like you're swimming. Okay. Now go ahead and sit down. Because people, it works better in person. Straighten that up. So when you do this, whatever human beings you are touching, when you do that in your life, those represent the low-hanging fruit, the prospects for you. So when you do this, who do you smack? Your dentist, your doctor, maybe you know somebody who runs a warehouse. Who do you smack in your world as you are traveling and you leave your house? Who do you coming? Because in that may point towards which one of these areas of service that you already have connections and ties and access to.
All right.
See, people overlook their past and the relationships that they already have. I mean, yes, it's great looking forward, say, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to start making cold calls, and I'm going to start calling people saying, hey, do you want to buy or sell your house? Do you want to buy or sell a house? No, I just bought a house. You want to buy or sell a house? No, I just sold my house. I just bought. Okay, how about, for example, how about we just take our cell phone and we just download the 300, 400, 500 people that's in our cell phone who know us, who know you, and just call them and introduce them to your business and plant the seed that you offer a service. And if they or someone they know in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months are considering buying, selling, or leasing real estate, would they give you a call? See, that's a script. See, people overlook the value of scripting. See, I said that just like that because it's a script that I'm following in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so now you got an audience to call. We call it the cell phone farm.
I like
That's the farm.
that.
Yeah, I'm just going to call the people that's already in my phone. And I'm just going to, with what purpose? I'm just calling to introduce you to my business. And I'm just going to ask them, hey, do you know somebody I can introduce? And then maybe you ask for one referral. You say, hey, you call somebody. They say, hey, Collins. You say, yeah, this is Collins. You say, hey, I know you from elementary, my church, work, saw you on the street, wherever. I was calling today to introduce you to my business. I know what you do. You're a real estate agent. Okay, great. Can you give me the name and number of just one person I can call today and introduce my business to? Just one. And then the people say, well, I don't know nobody. And then you say, hey, man, what are you talking about? You don't know nobody? Yeah, I don't know nobody who's looking to buy or sell real estate right now. No, that's not my question. I'm not looking for somebody who wants to buy or sell real estate today. I'm looking for somebody I can introduce my services to. Because my business is a long-term business, and it's going to be, I'm going to be planting seeds that might not ripen for 3, 6, 9, 12 months. So they don't, I don't want you to be, a prospector for me unless that's something you want to do. But if you don't, I'm just saying, do you know one person that one person that when I call them, I can say, hi, Mrs. Jones? Yes. Collins. You know Collins. Yes. I'm calling to introduce myself. I'm a real estate professional. Just calling to see if you have any real estate needs, thinking about buying, selling, or leasing real estate here in the next 3, 9, 12 months. No? Okay, great. Well, if it's all right, can I send you my market newsletter that I put out every month? I send it by email. Instead of snail mail, it's just an email once a month with my local newsletter. Yeah. Okay. What's your email? Okay, great. So now you got that, right? So you're looking for those people, those markets you can call, and you can start building the database, right? So we got 2 minutes left. Whatever question you got for me. This don't have to end, by the way. This is just beginning. I'm here. I'm available. Steve sent you to me because Steve knows I'll take care of you. And I'm happy to be a resource to you. So, what else you got? We got 2 minutes. Come on.
That was a big one for me. The kind of like a revelation. But yeah, that was a big one for me.
Okay, fair enough, man. All right. Well, I love it. Thank you for coming on today. You got all my contact information and all. Stay in touch, write, call me. Let's do. I'm excited. I've been in this industry 35 years. I'm excited when a young man says, I too want to begin my career in real estate. I'm happy to do all I can to be a resource to you, support you in any way that I can. All right. So let's stay in touch.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You're more than welcome. My pleasure, man. All the best. Let's make it happen.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye.